The cafe grew quieter with every passing second, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. Rick's mocking tone echoed as he held Jamal's notebook in his large, rough hands, flipping through the pages with exaggerated disdain. Elon Musk took another step forward, his movements deliberate but unthreatening, his eyes sharp and unwavering, locked onto Rick. "You're right," Elon said calmly, his voice carrying through the room. "I don't know what it's like to struggle the way you have, but I do know what it's like to fight against the odds, to have people tell me I couldn't do something. And I know how dangerous it is when someone like you tries to crush a kid's dreams." Rick chuckled, trying to regain control of the situation. "Oh, so now you're some kind of hero?" he sneered. "What are you going to do, teach the kid how to build rockets? You think you're going to fix his life?" Elon didn't flinch. Instead, he gestured toward the notebook in Rick's hand. "That kid is already fixing his life," Elon replied, his voice steady and unshakable. "What you're holding isn't just a notebook. It's ambition. It's potential. And you're not qualified to judge what he's capable of." Rick's face hardened, but there was an undercurrent of doubt in his eyes now. The murmurs in the cafe grew louder as the other patrons whispered among themselves. Some of them recognized Elon, though they remained unsure whether to intervene or simply watch the confrontation unfold. Jamal sat frozen, his hands trembling under the table. He couldn't believe what he was witnessing. For someone like Elon Musk, someone he admired from afar, to stand up for him felt surreal. Rick scoffed again, but his voice was losing its edge. "Big words, but you're wasting your breath. This world doesn't care about dreams, especially not for kids like him." He spat the last words with venom, hoping to provoke Elon further. Elon's expression darkened, his calm exterior giving way to a quiet intensity. "You're wrong," he said firmly. "This world needs dreamers like him, and people like you. People who think it's okay to humiliate someone just because they're younger or different. You're the ones holding us back." The room fell silent. Even Rick's friends, who had been laughing moments ago, exchanged uneasy glances. Rick clenched his jaw, trying to hold on to his bravado, but Elon didn't stop. "Let me tell you something about rockets," Elon continued, taking another step forward. "Every single one starts as a sketch in a notebook. People laughed at me too, said I was crazy for thinking I could build reusable rockets or make electric cars mainstream. But you know what? I didn't stop, and neither will he." Rick hesitated, his grip on the notebook loosening. The weight of Elon's words, combined with the growing stares of the other patrons, was beginning to wear him down. Elon leaned in slightly, his voice dropping, but still powerful. "You can either hand that notebook back and walk away, or you can find out just how much fight this kid and I have in us. Your choice." Rick froze, his bravado finally cracking. The room felt as though it was holding its breath, waiting for his next move. Slowly, reluctantly, he tossed the notebook onto the table in front of Jamal. "Whatever," he muttered, taking a step back. "This isn't worth it." He turned to his friends, motioning for them to leave. They followed him out of the cafe, their footsteps heavy, their laughter gone. As the door swung shut, a collective sigh of relief spread through the room. Elon turned back to Jamal, his demeanor softening instantly. He picked up the notebook, dusting it off before handing it back. "Don't let anyone take this away from you," he said gently. "Your dreams are worth more than their opinions." Jamal nodded, his voice barely above a whisper. "Thank you, sir." Elon smiled. "And one more thing. Keep sketching those rockets. You never know who might want to build them one day." With that, he returned to his table, leaving Jamal with a newfound sense of confidence. The cafe buzzed with quiet admiration for what they had just witnessed. For Jamal, it wasn't just a defense, it was a validation of his dreams. And for everyone else, it was a reminder that even in the smallest moments, standing up for what's right could inspire greatness. As the bikers roared away, the cafe slowly returned to its usual rhythm, but the energy in the room was far from ordinary. Jamal sat frozen for a moment, staring at his notebook. The sketches of rockets and spacecraft suddenly felt more significant than they had moments before. Elon glanced at Jamal, noticing the boy's hesitation. He got up from his seat again and walked over. "Mind if I sit?" he asked, gesturing to the chair across from Jamal. The boy nodded quickly, his eyes wide with awe. Elon placed his hands on the table, leaning in slightly. So, he began, what kind of rockets are these? Jamal's initial shyness began to melt away under Elon's curious gaze. They're, for space exploration, he explained, flipping through the pages. This one could carry supplies to Mars. And this one, he pointed to a sleek design, is for faster travel between planets. Elon studied the sketches intently, nodding as Jamal spoke. You've got some impressive ideas here, he said. How long have you been working on these? Jamal hesitated. A few months. I want to be an engineer someday. Build rockets like SpaceX does. But people say it's impossible. His voice faltered and he looked down. Elon smiled knowingly. You know, he said, people said the same thing about me. They said reusable rockets were impossible. They said an electric car company would never work. But here's the thing about impossible. It's just another word for something no one's tried yet. Jamal's eyes lit up at those words. You really think I could do it? He asked, his voice tinged with hope. I don't think, Elon replied. I know, but dreams like yours need two things, hard work and the right opportunities. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a business card. Sliding it across the table, he added, how about this? You keep working on your designs and when you're ready, show them to me. I'll connect you with people who can help you bring them to life. Jamal stared at the card, disbelief and excitement washing over him all at once. Are you serious? Elon nodded. Dead serious. But remember, this is your journey. I can only open doors. You've got to walk through them. The cafe patrons watched in awe as Jamal's face lit up with determination. For them, it wasn't just a billionaire helping a kid. It was a reminder of what could happen when someone believed in another person's potential. Jamal clutched the card tightly, his dreams feeling more real than ever before. Thank you, he said, his voice firm this time. I won't let you down. Elon stood, giving the boy a nod. I'm counting on it, he said before returning to his table to finish his coffee. As Jamal packed up his things and walked out of the cafe, he felt like a new person. The world hadn't changed, but his perspective had, and so had everyone else's in the room. One simple act of kindness had created a ripple effect of hope, a reminder that even the smallest gestures could lead to extraordinary outcomes. The story of the cafe incident quickly spread beyond the walls of the small diner. A bystander, who had discreetly recorded the confrontation on their phone, uploaded the video online with the caption, Elon Musk stands up for a kid's dream. Watch what happens next. Within hours, the video went viral. News outlets picked it up, and millions of people around the world saw Elon defending Jamal and empowering his dreams. Jamal, who had been a quiet and reserved boy, suddenly found himself the center of attention. People in his community began stopping him on the street, congratulating him, and expressing admiration for his sketches. His teachers, who had once overlooked his potential, started taking a closer interest in his ideas. But the biggest change came a week later when Jamal received an unexpected package at his doorstep. Inside was a letter with the SpaceX logo on it. Dear Jamal, it read, we heard about your encounter with Elon Musk and the incredible designs in your notebook. We'd love to invite you to our headquarters for a tour and a chance to meet our engineering team. Keep dreaming big. This is just the beginning. Sincerely, the SpaceX team. Jamal's heart raced as he read the letter aloud to his mother, who had tears streaming down her face. I told you your dreams were worth it, she said, hugging him tightly. The news of Jamal's invitation to SpaceX spread even further, inspiring countless children around the world who felt their dreams were out of reach. Social media exploded with hashtags like #DreamBig and #BelieveInKids, with people sharing their own stories of overcoming obstacles. Elon Musk, however, stayed quiet about the incident. When asked about it during an interview, he simply said, Jamal didn't need me to believe in him. He needed someone to remind him to believe in himself. That's all any of us need sometimes. The viral moment turned into a movement. Schools began organizing mentorship programs, companies pledged to invest in young talent, and communities rallied around their children's ambitions. For Jamal, the journey was just beginning. As he stepped through the doors of SpaceX headquarters, holding his notebook filled with dreams, he knew this wasn't just about him anymore. It was about proving that with the right support, no dream was too big to achieve. And somewhere in the background, Elon Musk watched quietly, knowing that one small act of standing up for what's right had sparked a chain reaction far greater than anyone could have imagined. Years passed, and Jamal's journey continued to inspire. His visit to SpaceX had been life-changing, not just for the opportunity to see his idols at work, but for the validation it gave him. He threw himself into his studies, working tirelessly to improve his designs. Scholarships and mentorships poured in, thanks to the visibility Elon Musk had brought to his story. By the time Jamal graduated from a prestigious engineering program, he had already made a name for himself. His innovative rocket designs caught the attention of not just SpaceX, but other aerospace companies eager to collaborate with the young genius. But Jamal never forgot where he came from, or the day Elon Musk stood up for him in that cafe. He used his newfound platform to advocate for underprivileged youth, launching a foundation called Dream Beyond the Stars. The organization provided resources, mentorship, and scholarships for kids who dared to dream big, just like Jamal once had. Elon, though proud of Jamal's success, maintained his quiet support. When asked about Jamal's accomplishments during a conference, he smiled and said, "It was never about what I could do for him. It was always about what he could do for the world." One day, Jamal invited Elon to the grand opening of a state-of-the-art youth center funded by his foundation. The center, located in Jamal's hometown, was designed to inspire the next generation of innovators, complete with labs, workshops, and a massive mural of rockets launching into the sky. Elon attended the event without fanfare, standing in the crowd as Jamal spoke to the audience. "Dreams are powerful," Jamal said, his voice steady and filled with emotion. "But they need a spark. For me, that spark came in the form of a man who didn't let someone crush my dreams. He reminded me that I mattered and that my ideas mattered. Today, I want to be that spark for others." The audience erupted into applause, and Jamal caught Elon's eye in the crowd. He smiled and mouthed the words, "Thank you." Elon nodded, his expression proud yet humble. As the years rolled on, Jamal's story became a beacon of hope, proving that even the smallest acts of kindness could ripple out to create monumental change. And for Elon Musk, it was a quiet but profound reminder that empowering others to believe in themselves was perhaps the greatest innovation of all. The cafe incident that started it all was now a legend, a testament to the power of standing up for someone when they needed it most. It wasn't just a moment, it was a movement, one that would inspire generations to come.